I mean, I know he's been mentioned. You've been asked countless times. I'll ask you again as well. Surely that is something that you want to go for next, right? Is that because he's got a date coming up, hasn't he? So.
Yeah, I think he's got some fights lined up, and he's not even my weight yet. So when he moves up, obviously.
Nick Ball and Naoya Inoue sparked controversy online, teasing a potential clash as Inoue moves up to featherweight.
He may want to get out of the game before then, and I'd love that fight with him and Inoue, and I'm telling you something, he'd beat him.
We were talking earlier that he could really, never mind the Naoya Inoue fight that we all love to see him in. We've all been preaching about that for about a year. But he's probably got in him to beat everyone and become undisputed. Fulton, can't remember all their names right now, but Fulton, Leo, and I can't remember the name of the other guy right now, but he could beat all of them, couldn't he?
I think so.
Nick Ball and Naoya Inoue have recently created a buzz in the boxing world after a recent back and forth on social media, sparking interest in a potential future clash. Their names have long been associated with the sport's upper echelons, and as Inoue eyes a move to featherweight in the coming years, the idea of him facing Ball has garnered significant attention.
Do you think we could see Inoue move up to featherweight and fight Nick Ball in 2025? Do you think that's a possibility?
Well, I think at Queensbury there are fighters that give the Inoue brothers trouble. I think Liam Davis would give Naoya Inoue trouble. I think Nick Ball would give Naoya Inoue trouble. And I think Andrew Kane would give Inoue's brother all sorts of trouble as well. I think there's trouble ahead if the Inoue's fancy it, but let's see.
Dev Sani, as always, thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, mate.
Inoue, the undisputed super bantamweight champion, is known for his exceptional boxing skills and aggressive style. He has proven his dominance in the 108, 115, 118, and 122-pound weight classes, establishing himself as one of the sport's most accomplished fighters. Meanwhile, Nick Ball, the current WBA featherweight champion, has quickly gained a reputation for his tenacity, power, and unorthodox approach in the ring. He recently retained his WBA featherweight title by stopping TJ Doheny in the 10th round of their bout in Liverpool.
Nick Ball retains his world featherweight title in an absolute cracker here in Liverpool, and the brave, gallant TJ Doheny is in tears on the ropes. He's pulled out by his cornerman. Excellent work by the trainer. Absolutely. Just the right time.
The fight against Doheny saw Ball engage in some unconventional tactics. Early on in the opening round, Ball found himself in a tight headlock, and in an act of frustration, he kicked Doheny lightly on the back of the leg. The incident immediately captured the attention of fans and commentators alike, adding an element of chaos to the fight. Although the kick didn't result in a penalty, Ball was later docked a point in the 9th round for throwing his opponent to the canvas. Ball later addressed the kick situation, explaining that he felt provoked by Doheny's tactics. He justified his actions by claiming that Doheny's headlock after the bell was a dirty move, and he retaliated in kind.
People are going to make different takeaways from it, but just your reflection on what happened there with the knee and I guess the headlock, like what was your takeaway from what happened with TJ at the end of round one?
It's a bit cheeky, to be honest, I'm doing that to me. A bit cheeky, yeah, getting me in the headlock and keeping hold of me after the bell went, so it's a bit cheeky. So he done a dirty move on me, so I done one back.
Yeah, as I say, like a lot of people sort of calling online that it was disqualification for yourself. Didn't you have any response from that? From people saying that you should have been disqualified on round one?
Yeah, that's why they're online. Yeah. For a reason.
Despite the rough tactics, Ball's performance highlighted his ability to maintain control and grind down a determined adversary. Doheny was no easy opponent, and while he managed to create some early problems for Ball, he ultimately could not withstand the relentless pace set by the champion. By the 10th round, Doheny's corner decided to pull him out of the fight, with his right eye nearly closed and his energy completely spent.
An interview with it. Where did you practice that knee to the thigh, first of all, at the end of the first? What happened?
That was me Thai boxing days, that when I was a kid.
Frustration?
Frustration, yeah. He done a dirty move on me, so I done one back. That's what we were taught, so yeah.
Show tonight how you come from behind in a fight in an amazing way.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, Dino. Yes.
Ball's victory over Doheny solidified his place as one of the most exciting fighters in the featherweight division. Throughout the fight, Ball showcased not only his usual aggressive style, but also a more calculated and composed approach. He didn't rush in recklessly, but instead picked his shots and patiently wore down his opponent. This performance in front of his hometown crowd in Liverpool reaffirmed that Ball is not just a one-dimensional fighter. He can box intelligently when necessary.
Now, Nick, what does it feel like, Nick, to fight in front of a home
As you can see, you don't have to look round. Look, special, yes, Brenner. Tony, nice one. Yes, lads.
Congratulations, mate. We'll see you soon.
The victory sparked further conversation about a potential showdown between Ball and Inoue. After watching Ball's unorthodox tactics in the fight against Doheny, Inoue jokingly commented on X that Ball is funny, but don't kick. Ball quickly responded saying, "When you're ready to kick it at 126 pounds, let me know." The banter continued, with Inoue responding, "2 fists are enough for me," and Ball replying, "Let's make it happen and find out then." Inoue ended the exchange on a more businesslike note, stating, "Until that day comes, let's increase each other's value." Although the back and forth was lighthearted, it served as a clear indication that both fighters are open to the possibility of a future matchup. Inoue, who is scheduled to defend his undisputed Super Bantamweight Championship against Ramon Cardenas on May 4th, has long been regarded as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Inoue's potential move up to featherweight could set the stage for a thrilling encounter with Ball, who has been steadily climbing the ranks of the featherweight division. Ball's performance against Doheny demonstrated his growth as a fighter, and the idea of facing a multi-division world champion like Inoue would be an irresistible challenge for him.
You're a brilliant coach. Congratulations on that performance that we saw from him tonight, where we had him coming behind after the first 4 rounds.
Yeah, you had him behind after the first 4, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we worked a lot on developing Nick's game, on his body punching, his jab, especially his defence, and it just come together really well. I personally didn't have him behind, but you see it.
You're never going to have him behind, are you?
Maybe not.
While Inoue's record speaks for itself, it's important to note that the two fighters have quite different paths. Inoue at 5 feet 5 inches is the taller of the two, but Ball, who is listed at 5 feet 3 inches, has spent much of his career at featherweight, while Inoue has previously won titles in the lighter divisions of 108, 115, and 118 pounds. The size difference between the two could play a significant role in how the fight unfolds, especially if Inoue is able to successfully move up to featherweight and acclimate to the weight class.
I mean, I know he's been mentioned, you've been asked countless times, I'll ask you again as well. Surely that is something that you want to go for next, right? Is that because he's got a date coming up, hasn't he? So?
Yeah, I think he's got some fights lined up, and he's not even my weight yet. So when he moves up, obviously the fight's getting spoke about, and he's not even my weight. So when he does move up, the fight will probably be one to be getting made. So yeah, I'll be ready for it.
Ball has long been an intriguing figure in the British boxing scene. His aggressive style and unorthodox tactics have made him a polarizing figure among fans. Some love his action-packed performances, while others criticize his roughhouse methods. However, the fact remains that he is undefeated in 23 fights, with 13 knockouts to his name, and his victory over Doheny further cemented his reputation as a force to be reckoned with in the featherweight division.
It's the biggest fight in boxing in my opinion now. There's no bigger fight than yourself versus Inoue. Is that the fight you want next, or are we just going to see what Frank says and see how it plays out?
Yeah,
everyone's talking about December, aren't they? So
yeah, it can't really be next because he's got his fight lined up, and also he's not my weight yet. They are saying December, but I'll leave that to Frank, my promoter, to sort out, and I'll be ready and waiting when he comes up.
Carl Frampton made an intriguing statement regarding the potential matchup between Naoya Inoue and Nick Ball. According to Frampton, if such a fight were to take place, he would actually favor Nick Ball to come out on top. Frampton emphasized that the unpredictability of styles in boxing often leads to surprising outcomes. Ball's relentless pressure could disrupt Inoue's rhythm, making the fight a challenging one for the Japanese star. Frampton made it clear that he wasn't dismissing Inoue's talents, but rather highlighting how the dynamics of their respective fighting styles could work against the elite bantamweight champion. Frampton also pointed out that the fight was likely to take place outside of the UK, with a venue in either Japan or Las Vegas being far more probable than Liverpool. Despite this, he firmly believed that Ball's style would give Inoue significant problems, and in that scenario, Frampton would be backing the Briton. Carl stated, "I think that's the fight, whether it's in Japan or Vegas. I very much doubt we're gonna see Inoue in Liverpool. It's a difficult fight. I might get slated, but styles make fights, and I think the style Ball has and the type of fighter he is could give someone like Inoue a lot of problems, and I would favor Nick Ball in that fight." As much as Frampton backed Ball, Nick Ball's promoter, Frank Warren, was equally vocal about the future plans for the fighter. Warren stated that Ball would not be waiting around for Inoue to move up to featherweight. Warren spoke highly of the atmosphere in the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool, where the event took place, describing it as electric. He noted how the crowd was fully engaged and that Nick Ball's victory added to the excitement of the night. Warren also lauded Ball's talent, calling him one of the best fighters in Britain and remarking on his continuing rise in the sport. According to Warren, Ball had shown his class by breaking down a tough, rugged opponent like Doheny over the course of the fight. He stressed that Ball's combination of skill and toughness made him one of the top fighters in the country.
In Liverpool, Frank, what a fitting way to end an era with TNT. A fantastic night of drama.
Great night, wasn't it? Crowd were amazing, really good supporters. They enjoyed it, we enjoyed it. Good fights, and as you say, end of an era, and we're on to the next one now. The zone.
Despite the clear buzz surrounding Ball and his potential future opponents, Warren also addressed the ongoing speculation regarding a showdown between Nick Ball and Inoue. He confirmed that while there had been talks of such a fight, it would likely not take place in the immediate future. Warren suggested that the bout could happen towards the end of this year or even early next year, but reiterated that Ball would not simply sit idly by waiting for Inoue to make a move. The possibility of the fight being staged in Saudi Arabia had also been mentioned, adding another layer of intrigue to the potential bout.
Yeah, Nick Ball Inoue. I know it won't be next, but end of the year.
What a fight. I mean, I can't wait to see that one. It'll be something special.
You will back your man 100% to be pound for pound king Naoya Inoue.
I wouldn't put him in the ring if I didn't think he could win it.
Ball is currently one of 4 champions in the featherweight division, and Warren argued that, in his eyes, Ball had already proven himself as the best of the lot. He pointed to Ball's victories over 2 other champions, highlighting that many people believed he had already beaten the top competitors in the division. Warren's comments showed his full confidence in Ball's abilities, even though he acknowledged that the path to a fight with Inoue would involve navigating other challenges first. He stated, well, he should be holding 2 belts as we stand now, and he's beat 2 of them. Certainly everybody feels he's beat 2 of them, and I think he's the best there. Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn revealed that he wasn't particularly fond of the matchup between Nick Ball and Naoya Inoue. Speaking after Ball's victory over Doheny, Hearn expressed his reservations about the fight, admitting that while he liked the idea of the match, he didn't think Ball would win it. Hearn emphasized that Inoue's skill and power made him a dangerous opponent for anyone, including Ball. However, he also pointed out that Inoue was likely to face other challenges in the near future, with his next opponent potentially being a fighter like Ramon Cardenas before a possible matchup with Murodjon Akhmadaliev. Hearn said, "I don't like the fight for Nick Ball, but I like the fight. Inoue is going to move up at some point in the division and realize he's not big enough. When I say I don't like the fight for Nick Ball, I don't think he wins the fight, but I think he's a very talented fighter and I think he's a tough kid." Regarding the incident in Ball's victory over Doheny, where Ball was accused of kicking Doheny in the first round, Hearn weighed in with his thoughts. The moment did not result in a disqualification, but did raise questions about the officiating. Hearn noted that while a point could have been deducted for the kick, it was difficult to disqualify Ball given the nature of the incident. He also defended the referee's decision, suggesting that Doheny's dramatic reaction to the kick was likely an attempt to avoid making a spectacle of the situation.
I mean, I don't think it's a disqualification, if I'm honest. Did they take a point? They didn't know? Yeah, I mean, probably should have had a point deducted, but I don't think you can really disqualify someone for that, can you? I mean, to be fair to Doheny, he sort of had a roll around, like football style, and then thought to himself, because TJ's a proper geezer. I think he thought to himself, I can't mug myself off here, I've got to get up.
Looking ahead, Hearn also mentioned that Inoue was likely to face other fighters before any potential clash with Ball. He suggested that Inoue would first meet Cardenas and then possibly Akhmadaliev before eventually making his way to a fight against Ball. Hearn did not rule out the possibility of a Ball-Inoue showdown happening later, but he made it clear that it would not be an immediate priority for the Japanese fighter. Eddie further added, "If you're Nick Ball, you're thinking now, now, he's had solid paydays. He must have got himself in a great position in life, and now he can have it off against Inoue. Inoue is going to fight Ramon Cardenas, and then he's going to fight Murodjon Akhmadaliev. I believe so? Yeah. We're just finalizing that Inoue versus Akhmadaliev now, and then he's going to fight in Riyadh, and that could be against Nick Ball. Obviously, His Excellency, Turki Alalshik, sure likes Nick Ball as well. For Inoue, the potential move to featherweight would mark a significant step in his career. He has already achieved greatness in multiple weight classes, and could add another prestigious title to his collection by conquering the featherweight division. However, it won't be an easy task. Ball is an experienced and strong featherweight who has proven he can mix it up with the best in the division. Should Inoue make the move, he would likely face a tough challenge in Ball, who is at home at 126 pounds, and has the skills to make the fight difficult for anyone. While Frampton and Warren see significant potential in Ball's chances against Inoue, Hearn's view leans more toward caution, suggesting that while the fight would be an exciting spectacle, the odds might not be in Ball's favor. So what are your thoughts about this? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.